Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on what I've been working on for the past few weeks. It's been a while. I have been really busy, but I've been working on a lot of different things that are kind of half finished, not ready to show yet, but they're coming. They're coming. There has been some progress. So today I did want to show a few things that I think are ready to show. I've actually implemented a main menu, a pause menu. You actually now have save and load to disk. You have a new interface, and you'll see all that right now. A new weapon type, and some sound stuff that I think is going to help create those levels when you're actually using the kit. So, the first thing, when I hit play here, you can see on the top right now there's like a little cooldown. So if I boost, you can see on the top right that it kind of uses the same little Star Fox style bar. Same thing if I break. So now you can't really spam those abilities. And this is very easy to customize on the HUD blueprint. See, I'm pressing the button here, and I can't really boost until that's completed. There's also the bombs. I used to have a number, and I just changed it to an interface here. It's just 5 images, right? Up to a maximum of 5, easy to configure, and you can see if I just throw a little bomb here, it just consumes it. There's also the obviously the heart limit, so if you try to pick up more bombs, it'll just cap it at 5. That's the maximum amount of bombs that you can have. Okay. Another thing is the pause menu. Right now, if you click P, or you can use controller, it'll actually pause the game. You can see I'm using the little blur background that was in 4.15, pretty nifty. And you can see you have several options here. Obviously, resume game, you can restart the level. You can go to a main menu, which will go in a minute, or you can quit. There's the options menu here, and right now I just have one thing, which is adjusting difficulty. I think it's pretty cool. You can actually adjust all of the enemy difficulties, including the bosses in the level, at runtime. So I do have a difficulty manager that I know I haven't shown, but basically you can choose any of those difficulties here, and it'll go through the entire level, and it'll change all of the enemies to that difficulty. So let's say that you're in normal and you change it to easy. It'll actually change the HP of the enemies, the amount of damage that they do, and even some AI behavior if you so want. Same thing if you put it to insane. It'll actually just change a bunch of things. So that's actually an event that's on the base class of the enemy, and usually that's called for all of the enemies in the level, changing their stats. Pretty nifty stuff. There's also the save and load, so I'm gonna go ahead and enable the loading here. I'm gonna bypass the music because I want to talk here. But right now it's going to load a saved game. So if I am playing here, you can see I have 14 lives. You can see on the left corner here because he just loaded it from disk. And I have 2 bombs. Now notice if I pick up more bombs, now I have 5 bombs. I'm going to save the game. You can see here, game saved. It's manual now. I exit and I come back. Now I have the 5 bombs. Okay. And same thing, I'm gonna pick up some lives here. Here's 0 lives, so let me go ahead and put some lives here. 2. 14, and I'm gonna save. Then when I exit and I come back, you can see I have 14 lives. So right now I'm saving the amount of lives that you have, the bombs, and the level. Obviously you can choose to save more stuff like the points, but I figured that can be reset on a per level basis. So what happens now is that because I am saving it to disk, you can go let's say to the main menu, which you can see here. Whoops, save here. If you hit play, it's very simple. Start game, continue, and quit. If you start the game, it'll basically just load the very first level with the defaults. If you hit continue game, it'll go to the level that's been saved on disk, and right now there's only one because I have 1 level, but obviously the idea is as you complete levels, you'll be saving that to disk, and then you'll load how many lives you have, and how many bombs. So let's just try continue game here, and you'll see that it just takes me to the Corneria level that we just were at, and it'll have the 14 lives you can see on the left and all of the bombs that you see here. Cool. Let me go back here. What else did I want to show? There's also a new type of, I'm going to call it weapon. These are proximity mines, and you can see here the trigger. So basically, the idea here is that if you get really close to these guys, they'll actually explode, causing radial damage, and you can take radial damage. So you can see here on the right, you can select the damage type. So it's going to be light damage, heavy, shield break, which is going to basically destroy your shield, or instant death. The damage radius, and then the collision radius, which is what you can see here. So if I make this like 1,000 for this one, all you need to do is get really close here, and you'll see that they'll just explode. And you can see on the left, basically destroying my shield. And if you get hit again, then you basically take half your life because you have no shield. Cool. And last thing I did want to show was the sound thing. And the whole idea is I'm creating this level as I would create a game, right? So I want to provide not only just the basic mechanics, but I want to provide the menus, the saving system. And as I'm creating my little Corneria here, and I'm just going to show you what I have, basically expanded and textured. You have obviously the first part, which is on the ocean. Then you go through this little tunnel here. You come up with the main area here of the city. You have these carriers kind of flying around, and this is kind of an empty area. I have to fill it out, but eventually what happens is you come all the way here, you hit your checkpoint, and you'll probably recognize these guys here, and you have two paths, as you can see here. The main boss, which you guys already saw, which is the regular path, just continue here, or if you played the original Star Fox games in Star Fox 64, if you go under these arches here, there's a little trigger, it'll actually change your course, and you'll go to the secret boss, which is right here. You can see here. And I'm going to show this in a couple of days. It's almost done. I just want to finish a couple of things. But this is the second guy. You can get a little preview here. Again, heavily inspired by the game, but this is going to be a very different type of boss. It's a lot more complicated with a lot more random behavior, so I'm pretty excited to show. So as I'm working on this, obviously you want to have a transition between your regular background music and you know, the boss music, and that's what you see here, which is the change music blueprint here. So it's super simple, but again, these are the little things that make the difference. So when you come here, just go zooming in here, all you have here is the example, where if you go through here, it'll play the boss one music, and then when you go through here, it'll display the Corneria music. So let me just enable the music here, and I enable the save again, and then just compile, and you'll see I'm not gonna talk because the music gets really loud, but basically it'll just go through, and as soon as you go through the trigger, it'll fade out whatever music you select. And you can see here, if I just select this, whoops, it'll give you options like what music to play, and this is the battle boss scene. You'll have a music ID, a volume multiplier, and a text, and this is just to make it easier for you to know what music you're about to play. So let's see what happens. Cool. That's all for now. Hopefully you like where this is going. My next goal is to finish the Corneria level. I need to obviously add more enemies and obstacles. And the next video, hopefully I'll show the second boss, which is almost finished. I just have to figure out a couple more things, and hopefully it'll be out in a few days. Okay? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Thanks.